Hello everyone and welcome to this pick a card reading video. In this video we will be dissecting if you are in the wrong. And I mainly want for you to think about moments, situations that are currently happening or that have recently happened. You could think about something that happened many years ago, but I think for most of you it would be crucial to think about current day or near current day situations. Here is stack 1A. Stack 2B, Stack 3C. You can pause if you like and if you need some more time to figure out which stack you are most drawn to. And if you are not drawn to any of the stacks, that's completely fine. This just might not be the pick a card reading video for you. I have plenty of other timeless pick a card reading videos all throughout my YouTube channel. As a reminder, everything I talk about and discuss in this video is for entertainment purposes only and cannot be stated as fact. Alright, let's get into it. Hello 1A and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The tarot cards here are the Guide or Queen of Swords upright, the Five of Pentacles in reverse, the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, Ace of Pentacles upright, and Guide of Cups in reverse, or Queen of Cups in reverse. And then the cards here are Listen to Your Intuition, and Aquamarine, keyword courage, throat chakra. So, right off the bat, I just have to say that in terms of if you're in the wrong or not, I think that you are not in the wrong, but I think you are the type of person to actually not come across in the best way, but not necessarily in a negative way. So, let me explain. I think that with a lot of these cards here, it indicates to me that a lot of you aren't very good at utilizing or using your voice or speaking up. So I think it can be really hard for people to connect with you or understand your point. I think you're probably not somebody who's very good at explaining yourself. And granted, I will say this, because some of you really need to hear this as well. You do not always need to explain yourself to people. If you're around the kind of people who you always need to explain your reasoning for doing every little thing and people nitpick at you, then those aren't the kind of people you want around you anyway. But in terms of if people want more of an understanding of where you're coming from or why you want to do something, I think you're probably not very good at having your point come across, or at least not very effectively. And I think part of the reason why is that many of you come across as shy or more to yourself. That's what really is indicated to me, especially through the Ace of Swords in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, and also where we have this, well, even I want to say the Queen of Cups in reverse, but then also the Aquamarine Courage card. Also, I will say some of you are probably... It's really interesting. I think a lot of you probably aren't the most logical, and I can relate to this where I rely a lot on my feelings, but you know, you gotta also rely on logic. But that isn't the main point here. The main point is that I think a lot of you, the way you communicate to others can be very emotionally charged. Now, no, I don't get a sense that a lot of you are very angry people. I think it's actually the quite literal opposite of that, where maybe it's easy for you to cry or to break down. And maybe it's really easy for other people to walk over you as well. So you could be the type of person where you do something, but then now you're feeling guilt about if you're in the wrong or not, because maybe other people are telling you how awful of a person you are or how wrong you are, and it makes you question yourself. And Spirit is saying really that you have, I mean, the first one I pulled here was the Queen of Swords. So ultimately you're in the right here, but other people just won't understand your point of view. And I think certain people just never will. And part of that, I think, is strongly actually connected to the type of person you are. Like some people, for example, if you were to just throw anybody up on a stage to do a comedy set for stand-up comedy, not everybody would be able to do that. Not everybody's going to be able to roast somebody. But then if you take that person off the stage and you talk to them backstage and you're like, God, that was awful. And then, you know, you find out they're actually really funny. It's like, okay, this person's very funny, but just not good at specifically stand-up. There's different forms of comedy. So for you, I think you do have the right messaging. You do have the right reasons for doing things or for saying things. It's just that other people around you aren't understanding of that. And I think You're the type of person who, no matter what you say or how you twist words around, not in a bad way, by the way, when I say that, I just think people won't understand. People will not even try to really understand, at least in this situation. Maybe how I'm talking about. Why would you hear the sirens outside? They're kind of starting to fade now. What was I saying? I don't know, but I want to talk about either way. Maybe that was on. Oh, do you hear it now? Getting closer. I'm just gonna keep going. Sorry. The Hermit in reverse. I want to talk about that though, because with that being in reverse, it furthers the idea that you probably feel you're alone in this, and I feel like if other people think you could be in the wrong, I think a lot of people are backing up this other person or this other group of people on the opposite end of things. So are you in the wrong for, like, telling this person off, for example? And then this person would be like, you shouldn't have done that to me. But then there would be maybe all these other groups of people who take their side. I can see that easily and how that could also impact maybe any feelings you have about, did I do the right thing? Am I in the wrong? Am I in the right? Because there's probably other people who are encouraging whoever or whatever else is involved in this situation, and it's making you seem like you are in the wrong even when you're not. So that's also the thing where I'm seeing people choosing the wrong side and you kind of having to fend for yourself. Another good example when I think of stuff like this is somebody doing a family member cut off, and then the other family members are like, you shouldn't have cut out, like, your father. You shouldn't have done that. He's your father. And then you have to, like, kind of stand up for yourself, like, well, he was always really mean to me, and literally he was my first ever bully growing up, stuff like that, where other people won't take your side. And so it will be very overwhelmingly in favor, it seems, on the outside for this other person. But if people were to actually scratch underneath the surface, they would see that you actually are in the right. We have listened to your intuition as well here. And I think with a lot of you getting in your own head, this is really good validation for you to be able to hear that you're not wrong in what you've done. So if you feel that what you did was right, then it is right. Even if other people keep trying to tell you otherwise, or if there's other situations that keep popping up and you're like questioning your decision making. Spirit is saying that you have done the right thing or are doing the right thing right now. And so you shouldn't question yourself too much. You should believe in your beliefs. Believe in your beliefs, yeah. Stay true to your beliefs, I'll say. And stick to your guns is what I'm seeing. I also want to bring up the cards more. So Ace of Pentacles upright to me tells me that, again, you have the right idea, that paired with the Queen of Swords upright. But then with the Ace of Swords in reverse, it just comes across not the best. I do want to say, when we have Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse, I was talking about this, but some of you are very overly emotional the way you come across. And so if you're somebody who, in arguments or fights, cries easily, for example, some people really aren't privy to that. And that isn't a diss on you. It just means that other people that you're in discussions with might be so put off by that they think you've done something wrong, or they're not willing to listen to you because of that. And with the Five of Pentacles in reverse energy, it very much is the kind of energy of healing. And so, in this instance, it's about healing. How do I want to word this? It's about healing. For some of you, it's about healing the way you come across. For some of you, it's about healing, there we go, what you think about other people and your appearance. I mean, it could be physical, but I'm mainly talking about how you just come across to other people, how people perceive you. So part of this situation that you need to learn from and take from this situation is learning to not consider too much what other people are trying to convince you of. We do have the intuition card here saying that you are. Also, I'm looking at the courage card. I just think Spirit wants you to know that you're strong, to keep strong, to hold strong in what you've done, Don't waver in your convictions, and to keep your head held high and to not stoop at the level of some of these other people. Some of you too, I think, whatever the situation involves, feel just very alone in general. And maybe you'll want the validation of anybody who you could have potentially hurt or been in. Axel, I'm in the middle of this. Yeah, okay. I think a lot of you just... Where even was I? That dang cat always doing stuff. Hold strong. Cups. Just not focusing too much on other people's words that are going to try and knock you down. Guide of Cups, the Hermit. Some of you maybe will want to seek the validation from these people that are involved in the situation, but Spirit is saying here that won't really make too much of a favorable difference, and so you really have to rely on yourself right now. And I actually want to open up the guidebook for any further information. So let's go to Aquamarine, which is number 4. This is also my birthstone. #Pisces. Okay. Aquamarine encourages you to look at the emotional situations in your life from a new perspective. Try to be more tolerant and sensitive to other people's needs. Aquamarine can also help you to release any old patterns or beliefs that no longer serve you. It is time for you to calm your energy, quiet your mind, and reduce your stress levels. Know that you have the courage and strength to move forward through any difficult situations in your life. Express yourself, open up, and let your true feelings be heard. There is nothing wrong with asking for help if you need it. It's important that you communicate courageously and clearly what it is that you do and don't want. This is a powerful time for you to move forward in your life. Aquamarine is associated with your throat and crown chakras. It helps you to stay focused when you are under pressure, as well as helping you to gain some clarity to make the right choices. Take some time to weigh up all the positive and negative aspects of the situation. Be honest with yourself and trust your instincts. And that's really funny that it says trust your instincts, and then we have literally listen to your intuition above that for that card. But there's something some more pieces in this that I wanted to discuss. I was actually, for your reading, getting visuals of somebody kind of, the best way I can describe it is under pressure and just not being able to handle pressure well. So if that's you, you could utilize Aquamarine or the messages present here with Aquamarine to help further your confidence and help in that aspect. And then there's something else I wanted to talk about. It says to be more tolerant and sensitive to other people's needs, but I think for you all, I actually feel like it's more even the opposite. Like, you can listen to other people's needs, but don't change your mind. And for this specific situation, I'm getting a sense that you should stay true to you and not change your mind because of what other people say or indicate, because I think there could be some manipulative tendencies from other people if you show your vulnerabilities too much. So be clear and direct in what you have to say, but don't change your viewpoint just because you are like empathetic or sympathetic to the other person's wants or needs. But also it talks about releasing the old patterns or beliefs that no longer serve you. And for you all, that would to me indicate how you communicate, like your communication style, and also potentially faltering or giving in, like doing the fawn response almost when other people bring up an argument with you or further an argument with you, or I think especially you all probably don't do the best when other people get aggressive in fights. I think that probably makes a lot of you kind of dissociate a bit, is the vibe that I'm getting. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 1A, for watching and listening to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonate with this reading, and you can update the comment in the future if there's any updates for the situation. You can subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot, and you can check out the other pick a card readings that are timeless all throughout my channel. I also have a Brittney's ASMR YouTube channel, and that will be linked down below in the description. All in all, though, long story short, you are not in the wrong. You just have to express your beliefs in a different way and also not falter when other people bring up different viewpoints. Alright, thank you so much, 1A, and take care. Hello, 2B, and welcome to your part of the pick a card reading video. The tarot cards are the World in reverse, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Man of Swords upright, or the Knight of Swords upright, Youth of Wands or Page of Wands in reverse, Two of Cups upright, and the Chariot upright. And then for the Oracle cards, we have Look for a Sign, and then Lepidolite, keyword Trust, Third Eye, and Crown chakras. So I get a really funky, kind of weird, silly little vibe from you all, where first I have to say, the vibe that I've been getting is that this situation or the outcome of this situation or anything you've done regarding the situation that you're inquiring about in the long run won't actually really matter. I just have to say that right off the bat. And then with the World in reverse, I feel like a lot of you have so much on your plate already that this thing you're inquiring about, it's like, and with the Chariot here at the end, it's like this really won't be an issue moving forward. It'll be something that's kind of forgotten about. The overall vibe in terms of if you're in the wrong, I think a big message Spirit has for you is that it doesn't really matter, so you shouldn't think about it too much. Even if it seems to matter, maybe right now in this moment it matters a lot, but Spirit's like, it's fine, just don't even worry about it. It's not really a big deal. I do want to say though, I think many of you speak before thinking. I wonder if a lot of you are like heavy on any Gemini or Aries placements, where it just seems like you don't think very much before you speak. And that is mainly seen with the Knight of Swords upright, the Youth of Wands in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse too, I would say. Where you don't really think ahead with your planning, and that involves what you say. So I think you make snap judgments and you react very quickly. But we have the Two of Cups upright here, so I think other people are understanding of how this is just how you are. And I think people know that you don't have bad intentions, that you have actually good intentions. But I think you kind of just rush through things. So doing actual things, or the words you speak, what you think. So this is a good time to remind you that it's okay to take a step back, relax, and dissect further like incidents or situations. If you don't feel comfortable giving an answer or doing something right away when somebody asks you for something, let's say, you are allowed to say, hey, let me take some time to think about it. Or if somebody is, in an argument with you, and you can be like, I need to take some time to myself and really think about the situation so I don't say anything that I regret or that I don't mean. It's very much that vibe. And so I think if this involves anybody else, that they're very understanding and accepting. And if you, for example, need to apologize for anything, they'd be very open to that and accepting of that. But I also feel like this is something that won't just be a big deal between you and any other people in the future. So are you in the wrong? You're not, I mean, you are, but you aren't, it's really that kind of vibe, where it's like a middle ground, where Spirit's like, it doesn't really matter, but, so don't worry about too much, but really think more before you speak, take some time for yourself. And I think it's interesting, because I think that's all, honestly, why the Chariot showed up here, because the Chariot is usually about slow and steady progress, and I think maybe there's some bad habits that you have that Spirit is indicating you are able to make fair assessments if you give yourself more time and just slow down. And I think that will help you not only in this situation, but moving forward. So reflection is a really big keyword for you, and slowing down those are also important keywords. We have look for a sign and trust here. To me, that indicates that you just have to be able to trust yourself. I don't know how to explain it, especially with the World in reverse and the Son of Pentacles in reverse, where a lot of you maybe don't feel like you have the opportunity to think about something or ruminate on something for very long. So that's why, you make snap judgments, or you do something really quickly and then you just move on to the next thing. Instead, what Spirit is saying here is that along with slowing down and reflecting, if you worry about how that's just going to delay time, I actually think it will just help you to better explain yourself moving forward in this situation and any further ones. and trusting that you'll have the answers if you just provide yourself the space to really think and sit there and breathe. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's this hypervigilance is a good word around needing to get an answer out right away or needing to do something right away. And that's actually what's more likely to lead to arguments, to mistakes with people if we just rush through life. And Spirit doesn't want you to rush through life. They want you to actually slow down a bit. So that includes everything in your life, not just this specific situation. It also, because the Two of Cups is here, it is likely that this person could be a romantic partner if there's somebody involved. Like, are you in the wrong or in the right for, like, this fight that you had? Or are you in the wrong or the right for ending the relationship? Or, I will say though, if it's, like, you cheating, some of you, I will say that probably is the case, unfortunately. That's actually a good thing to bring up, because I think for some of you, it's more so you've done something and you don't think about the consequences until later on, or you just try to ignore them altogether. So a lot of you, it's not like deep down you've done something inherently, specifically wrong, but because you didn't plan far enough into the future, or you didn't get things situated beforehand, then it can lead to this catastrophe in the now. So Spirit wants you to not only be considerate and slow down with your thoughts, but also with your actions. So let's say if it is something like cheating. Let's say you cheated on a romantic partner. And you didn't think about the consequences of that until much later on when you next see your romantic partner. And let's say you don't know if you should tell them or not. Obviously, in that situation, I would say do that. And look for a sign that for when it's the right time to come up with that kind of talk, but do it as soon as possible. Like, I'm obviously just giving an example. I also want to say, though, I keep looking at the Lepidolite card now, and it says trust. So trust that things will be okay. If you've done anything wrong, then Spirit is saying that you have to trust that things will be okay, even if it's not directly in your favor, and that's part of the whole consequences of your actions thing. So let's go back to this cheating scandal, potentially. Let's say if you cheated on a partner, let's say you had good reasons. Let's say that your partner is very mean to you, doesn't really like hanging out with you. Let's say you really like words of affirmation, they don't give that to you. They ignore you, they kind of ghost you sometimes. Like, you don't want that, right? So those are good reasons to not be with somebody, but it's not good reasons to cheat. So I think sometimes with you all, or just for the situation, there's like a workaround where it's like, okay, well, this person hurt me, so I can do this. Or this person did this, so I'm going to go multiple steps ahead of that and do this. But I don't think it comes from a place of actually wanting to hurt the other person. It could just come from a place of either insecurity or hypervigilance. So I'd really evaluate that situation further and figure out why it is that you reacted in this way to this situation and how you can get yourself to slow down in the future. Let's go to the guidebook. Okay, Lepidolite, Trust, Third Eye, and Crown Chakras. Trust in the universe, stay strong and positive, stand in your own space, and know that you are exactly where you are meant to be right now. Try to remove any doubts you might have about what is going on around you. It is time for you to trust and move forward. It is also important that you pay attention to and trust any intuitive feelings that you are receiving. This is your spirit guides and angels' way of getting messages through to you. Even if you don't understand why something is happening, trust that everything is going to be okay. And that's the thing, too, where some of you, I think, are so giving off hypervigilant energy that it's hard for you to receive those intuitive messages when Spirit or your angels are trying to help you. Lepidolite helps you to overcome any worries that you may have. It also helps you to be independent and opens you up to trust and self-love. Okay, yeah. Lepidolite is associated with the third eye and crown chakras. It is known as the stone of transition. If you are transitioning in certain areas of your life right now, take this as a great sign that you need to trust in the decision that you have made. It is the right time for this transition to occur. Enjoy the new beginnings that are flowing into your life. That could actually be a good point too. I wasn't getting that from this reading, but I kind of should have, because the world's in reverse too. Some of you may be moving away, and you maybe have been feeling guilt about that. So if there's anything about moving popping up for you, or if you want to transition to a new place of employment, whatever it is, any of these transitions where you're moving away from one thing to another thing, locationally or physically, then Spirit is saying to trust what you are doing and to continue on that path. So that's actually a really good thing that I read in here as well. Overall, it's kind of like middle ground stuff. Nobody's necessarily wrong, alright? I think probably for both people or any parties involved, there's probably a right and a wrong either way, or just even if it's just you in this situation, there's probably right and wrong in any decisions you've made or anything you've said. But I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 2B, for watching and listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, you can like the video down below. You can comment down below if this resonated with you in any way, and you can comment again or update your comment in the future if there are any updates for this situation. You can subscribe to my channel if you like to, and it helps me out a lot. There are plenty of timeless pick-a-card reading videos all throughout my YouTube channel. I also have an ASMR YouTube channel, and that will be linked down below. It is Brittney's ASMR though. Thank you so much and take care. Hello 3C, and welcome to your part of the pick-a-card reading video. The tarot cards chosen are 6 of Cups upright, Guide or Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Intuitive, which is the Moon, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Pentacles upright, the Fool. And then for the Oracle cards, we have Reconsider and Peridot. So in terms of if you were in the wrong here, I actually get a feeling that many of you are. And let me explain further. I think actually that a lot of the reasons that you believe the things you do, I mean, this is pretty much everybody, but I think a lot of your beliefs are those of your parents or your family. I think a lot of the way you act, a lot of the way you speak, and a lot of the way you make decisions relates directly to your family, your childhood, and your upbringing. I can especially see that with the first card that was pulled here with the 6 of Cups upright. And I think a lot of you are very influenced by what other people say and think. And that is especially seen by the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. With the Fool upright here, I think now is a good time for you to right any wrongs, apologize where it's needed, including in this situation, but really for any. And I think it's a time to really evaluate yourself and then start afresh. I think the decisions that you have made that have led you up to this point, a lot of them haven't necessarily been in good faith, and they maybe haven't really been the decisions of completely your own because of any influence from any outside people. With the 6 of Pentacles upright, that further indicates to me that you very much rely on the opinions of others to make your own decisions. So again, I think a lot of your decision making comes from other people, especially those who are older than you and those who you grew up around. And I think it's really hard for you to get out of that groupthink mindset. And maybe you think that the way you do things is fine because it's the way that a lot of other people around you do things, but that doesn't mean that it is okay. In terms of forming your own morals and beliefs, you should start doing that. And the Fool is indicating it's a great time to start reevaluating your life and realizing what you can do to separate yourself from groupthink and separate yourself from being a part of this collective mindset when you should be able to start thinking and doing and acting on your own accord and with just your own mindset, your own thinking. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse tells me, especially paired with the Moon, it tells me that a lot of you probably for this situation acted very irrationally or said something very irrationally and out of a place of hurt or discomfort or pain. And unlike stack 2, I feel like what you were saying really does come from a place of you really believing what you said or really doing what you did, really believing in that. But I feel like it doesn't come from a very grounded place. When the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse, it can indicate somebody being very ungrounded. So I think whatever the situation is, I think you weren't logical in your decision making. I think you were emotional in a way that it's really odd, actually. I think this stack, I could indicate that some of you have anger issues. And if not, then I think that this decision or whatever the situation revolves around, I think that you acted out of anger. And I think a lot of you hold a lot of pride. And also a lot of you probably, it's really hard for you to say when you're wrong on something. So I think that a lot of you, even if you know deep down what you did wasn't favorable or wasn't correct, wasn't right, I don't think you would ever really admit or say you're sorry, but now is a good time to start saying you're sorry. The Fool here is saying you have the ability to turn a new leaf. And even with Teach here, the Peridot card, I will say, I will read that after a bit in the guidebook, but what it says in there is different from what I'm going to tell you, and I'll explain more when I get to that. But I will say that with that card, it indicates to me that you have, and it's right next to the Fool, you have the ability to teach yourself new ways of being and to teach yourself how to better handle situations instead of reacting, just period, reacting, and especially reacting from a place of anger or upset. This is almost, there's some similarities between this stack and stack 1, where I think, was it stack 1? I think so. Anyway, stack 2, I think, where you can maybe, stack 1. Okay, it doesn't matter, sorry. Anyway, with one of those stacks, you relate because I think you almost make snap judgments but in the way that as soon as somebody hurts you, you hurt them back. So it could be, the situation you asked about could be something that somebody else did that was very bad, very wrong. They were in the wrong, but then you did something and it almost like neutralizes it, because it's like you shouldn't have acted or reacted in that way. It just makes the whole situation worse, and it doesn't do anything to better your part of the situation or anybody else's part of the situation. I just see it making things a lot messier, and I just see it not being favorable for anybody. With the Fool, though, I can see that indicating that the situation will come to like almost a standstill and it will be forgotten about. So that could also be a part of this, but I think it, again, mainly relates to the fact that you need to say sorry or apologize where it's needed, and you also need to evaluate and redo how you react. Like, people say, what's the saying? Like, you have feelings and you can't control what you feel, but you can control how you react. And I think that at minimum partially true, where even if you feel a certain way, you can't control how you feel in a specific moment. You can alter, what am I trying to say? Like, if you were to list out how you feel in a day from certain situations, you could always try to have maneuvers in place to help you cope better, right? So then hopefully those feelings that you have, if it's anger, sadness, upset, fear, those will eventually alter and change so that you don't even feel those anymore. But that's actually what I'm seeing, like something along those lines for you. I think a lot of you need to think far ahead of how can I establish boundaries now for myself so that I don't have to be in a place like I was in this situation or any prior situations where I actually made myself also look like literally the Fool. Because you don't want to look like the Fool, and that's also what the card can indicate. Some of y'all look like the Fool. And that could also be because you are, I'm hearing, like, being a pawn in somebody else's game. If you're sticking up for any other individual or group of people, Spirit is saying that you shouldn't be doing that, and that it's actually making not only just the situation worse, but you will likely regret it in the future, and where it's not making you look like a good person in this situation. And there's just so much groupthink and like being tied into what other people think and feel, especially as it relates to people who are like in our direct environment who've been around for quite some time. I want to talk about the Reconsider card here, because this is usually it's from the Oracle deck that indicates yeses or nos or like time frames and all that. And the card that was pulled for you was Reconsider. So I think you need to reconsider your motives for the situation. Reconsider why you hold the beliefs you do or why you want to do this specific thing. And I think if you sit there, think about it, and reconsider, go over your reasonings, you'll be able to establish why, the whys. It's just what I'm hearing. So instead of, at least that way, even if you still believe the same things, it won't be tied to what other people are telling you, or the information other people are feeding you, or just any lack of information you are receiving, any groupthink that you are partaking in. So even if you still hold the same beliefs, hopefully you can flesh out. Is it flesh out? I think flesh out. You can flesh out your reasonings better, and you'll be able to see if those reasonings really truly resonate with you. But I think for a lot of you, if you do more of that digging and removing pieces from the groupthink, then you'll be like, oh, okay, I actually don't agree with that, or I don't believe this, or I shouldn't have done that, or they shouldn't have done this. Just a lot of epiphanies might come along the way for you if you open up your mind, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like a bright light from the third eye up into the mind and it being open. So instead of being closed off, some of you need to be more open-minded. And also, I think I mentioned this earlier, but work on any bad habits you have for how you emotionally react, especially if it is in anger. I want to get into the guidebook now for Peridot. Peridot Teach Heart Chakra. It is no coincidence that you are being drawn to the Peridot crystal. Peridot is a beautiful green color and associated with the heart chakra. It is also associated with relationships and healing. You are a natural teacher, and you are now being encouraged to use your natural healing abilities, compassionate energy, and love to help nurture and teach others. So if a lot of you have a hard exterior or a hard shell, I think this card indicates that you have the ability to not only heal yourself, but heal other people around you, especially those in your direct environment. Being a teacher doesn't necessarily mean working in a school environment. Teachers come in many different forms. Perhaps you are already teaching your friends and family about how to handle different situations. Oh my god, that's like, yes. Or you may be a lecturer/adult educator or child carer. Whatever form of teaching you engage in, know that your spirit guides and angels are supporting you with this. Your words are very powerful. You have the ability to connect with people from all walks of life and can provide important information to those who need it. You may even be teaching unknowingly through your writing, through the words you speak, through your own positive energy, or even by leading by example. Part of your life's purpose is to heal and teach others. Share your knowledge where you can. And before I leave, I want to talk about that Six of Cups upright again, because any traumas that you have from when you were younger, from any experiences you've had from the past, don't bring those into your current situation, because that past situation is not your current situation. Even if it somehow involves the exact same people, you need to not let that cloud your judgment in the now. I think a lot of you have clouded judgment, so don't let anything from the past cloud your judgment now. You have the ability to heal yourself and to think differently, okay? So overall, are you in the wrong? Yes, likely so. But you have the ability to also make things right, is what I'm seeing. Not necessarily by fixing the situation that you're in now, but from any future encounters that you have with people or any future decisions that you make. I will leave it at that. Thank you so much, 3C, for watching and listening to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. You can like the video down below if you liked it. You can comment down below if you resonate with this stack at all. And also you can update your comment in the future if there are any changes to the situation or to your personhood, anything like that. And you can subscribe to my channel if you'd like to. I make plenty of timeless pick-a-card reading videos that are on my channel and that I will continue to be making into the future. And you can check out my Brittney's ASMR YouTube channel. That will be linked down below in the description. Thank you so much and take care. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this video. If you liked the content, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment down below, as it really helps my channel out a lot. You can follow me on my socials listed here on the screen. Thank you and blessed be.